the untold story of LVMH. You see the gold. The runways. The private jets. Champagne flutes sparkling under Parisian skylights. But behind all that elegance, there was once a boy. A boy with no money. No connections. No roadmap to luxury. Just a dream and the will to walk 292 miles to find it. Chapter 1. The Walk That Built a Legacy. In 1835, Louis Vuitton was only 13 years old when he made a decision that would one day ripple through the fashion capitals of the world. He left his small hometown of Anchay, France, after the death of his mother and a strained relationship with his stepmother. He didn't have a horse. Or a carriage. He walked. 292 miles. Through dense forests, broken roads, and hostile terrain on foot for over 2 years, doing odd jobs for shelter and food. This wasn't a sprint. It was the slow grind of belief in motion. When he finally arrived in Paris, the city was booming, transformed by the Industrial Revolution. It was loud. Brutal. Fast. And for a 15-year-old boy with no formal education, no money, and no family, it should have been a dead end. But Louis found work as an apprentice to Monsieur Marichal, a well-known boxmaker and packer. Now this wasn't some luggage job. In 19th-century Paris, boxmakers were elite craftsmen. They designed custom travel trunks for aristocrats, royalty, and celebrities. For 17 years, Louis worked under Marichal, learning every detail of the trade. Every curve. Every nail. Every hinge. He wasn't just building trunks. He was mastering luxury. Chapter 2. The first trunk that changed everything. In 1854, at the age of 33, Louis Vuitton opened his own shop, Louis Vuitton Maladier, at 4 Rue Neuve des Capucines. This is where innovation met opportunity. At the time, most travel trunks were rounded at the top to allow rain runoff, but they were bulky, heavy, and couldn't be stacked. Louis broke tradition. He introduced the first flat-top trunk made of lightweight, waterproof canvas. Not only was it practical, it was elegant. It wasn't luggage. It was a statement. His trunk caught the eye of Eugénie de Montijo, the wife of Napoleon III. She appointed Vuitton as her official boxmaker. That endorsement catapulted his reputation across European royalty. Soon, he wasn't just a craftsman. He was a brand. Chapter 3. War, Fire, and Reinvention. But greatness doesn't grow in straight lines. In 1870, the Franco-Prussian War broke out. Paris was under siege. Vuitton's workshop was destroyed. His staff fled. The business was reduced to ashes. But instead of giving up, he rebuilt. In 1871, he opened a new store in a more prestigious location, 1 Rue Scribe near the Opera House. And this time, he didn't just recover. He scaled. He hired more artisans, expanded his product line, and continued to innovate. Chapter 4. Georges Vuitton, the global architect. When Louis died in 1892, his son, Georges Vuitton, took over the company. He was not just a caretaker, he was an architect of expansion. In 1896, Georges introduced the now iconic LV Monogram canvas, a pattern of catafoils and flowers with interlocking L and V initials. This wasn't just branding, it was a defense. Vuitton products were already being counterfeited. Georges turned the brand into one of the first in history to weaponize design against imitation. Under Georges, the brand expanded to London, New York, and beyond, cementing Louis Vuitton as a global luxury name. But the dynasty was just beginning. Chapter 5. The arrival of Bernard Arnault. Fast forward to the 1980s. Enter Bernard Arnault, a real estate developer from northern France, born into an industrial family that owned a civil engineering firm. He wasn't a fashion icon. He wasn't even in luxury. But he had 3 weapons: ambition, patience, and precision. In 1984, at just 35 years old, Arnault bought the bankrupt textile conglomerate Boussac for just $15 million. It was a strategic move not for textiles, but for what Boussac owned, Christian Dior. Arnault sold off the rest. He kept Dior. It was his first luxury domino. Chapter 6. The LVMH Power Play. In 1987, three giants Louis Vuitton, Moët and Chandon, Champagne, and Hennessy, Cognac, merged to form LVMH. It was a defensive move, meant to strengthen their position in the luxury market. But Arnault saw opportunity. Through a series of brilliant but controversial shareholder plays, he acquired control of LVMH by 1989, turning what was a historic brand alliance into a single empire. Some called it ruthless. Others called it genius. Either way, it worked. Chapter 7. Building a luxury empire, one icon at a time. From there, Arnault went on a buying spree unlike anything luxury had ever seen. Dior, Fendi, Givenchy, Celine, Loewe, Kenzo, Marc Jacobs, Tiffany & Company, Dom Perignon, Hublot, Bulgari and many more. Today, LVMH owns over 75 luxury brands across fashion, watches, wine, jewelry, hospitality, and beauty. But it wasn't just about brands. Arnault redefined vertical integration. From vineyards in Champagne to leather workshops in Italy, LVMH controls every step of the luxury pipeline: design, production, marketing, retail, and even raw materials. That means they control scarcity, exclusivity, and margin. They don't just sell products. They sell mythology. Chapter 8. From Dynasty to Dominance. By 2023, LVMH had surpassed $500 billion in valuation, becoming the most valuable company in Europe. That year, Bernard Arnault briefly became the richest person on earth, surpassing even Elon Musk. His children are now being groomed to take over. Each of his 5 children plays a role in LVMH's leadership structure. Arnault isn't just building wealth. He's building a dynasty. Chapter 9. The blueprint you can steal. This isn't just a story about fashion. It's not just about champagne or handbags. It's about how to build something timeless with craftsmanship. How to weaponize design. How to control perception through narrative. How to scale through ownership, not labor. Louis Vuitton walked across France with nothing but hands and hope. Bernard Arnault reverse-engineered a kingdom from the ruins of a bankrupt textile firm. Neither started rich. But both knew this. Luxury isn't about price. It's about power. And power comes from vision, leverage, and the long game. So, the next time you see a Louis Vuitton bag, or a Dom Perignon bottle being opened on a yacht, remember. It started with a dusty road. And a dream that refused to die. Welcome to From Dust to Dynasty. This is where billion-dollar dreams begin.